What's going on, everybody? This is the true power of the internet, and today we're going to be taking a look at what just happened here with Britney Spears. Not a very flattering picture of her right here. Alright, so Britney Spears checked herself into a mental health facility. Star is very unstable. The singer is having a real hard time with her father's health crisis. This is April 3rd, 2019 at 4:31 p.m. So the story goes on to say Britney Spears is checked into a facility focusing on mental health. RadarOnline.com can confirm. Now, before I go any further, guys, I made this channel pretty much to cover trending topics and just to get you guys in a state of mode to think about things. Don't take everything at face value. Do not believe the mainstream media right off the bat, and do not believe alternative news right off the bat. I mean, the internet, anybody, everybody can say anything and everything. So you have to get into the mode of starting to think for yourself, starting to use your logic. And being that I know a little bit about this and what she's going through right now, I was very suspicious right off the bat. So let me get back to the story here. The star is very unstable right now, a source exclusive told Radar, adding that the mom of two is having a real hard time after her father, Jamie's recent illness. He just had colon surgery. His colon ruptured. She says that her father saved her life, which he did, the source explains. Jamie is not getting any better, so Britney is taking some time out to make sure she is okay. So after reading a few of these stories right off the bat, you can see some conflicting things and things that aren't making too much sense. And you'll see here as I go on. The insider said that the facility focuses on wellness in the Los Angeles area. I tried looking up what facility she was staying at so I could get a better idea, but it says she's staying for 30 days. And I know from experience that a lot of drug rehabs and mental health psychiatric units are pretty much on the same floor, usually other wings. They kind of work side by side with each other. So there's a very good chance that she's probably in rehab. After I go over all the facts and her past, you'll see what I'm talking about. The ailing Jamie, her father, specifically asked Britney to go into treatment. So here it's saying that her father asked her to go into treatment. Her father asked her to go because she means so much to him, the source said. Radar readers know Jamie recently underwent a second surgery following his colon rupture and hospitalization. In November, the 66-year-old father to Britney, 37, Jamie Lynn, 27, and Brian Spears, 41, fell seriously ill after his colon spontaneously ruptured, leaving him hospitalized for several months. And although a press release issued by Spears' camp said that Jamie is expected to make a full recovery after almost dying, a source close to the pop princess told Radar Jamie's health is not well at all. So things, they're kind of hinting that there's a chance that he might unfortunately be leaving us. He's having a lot of health complications that are stemming from his initial ruptured colon, the insider says. She is back and forth to Louisiana, but she is not doing great by any means, the insider says. You could see it on her face. Her father's medical issues have really taken a toll on her, amongst other things. I mean, a Las Vegas show, all these bouts with drugs, her history, her crazy life, just being a superstar. It's a lot for a person to take in. She's not sleeping well, and it's really leaning on Sam right now as a source of support. Sam is, I guess, her new boyfriend, a model, I think. Not the first Sam. That was back about 10 years ago. I'm about to go over that now. The source said, thankfully, he is there for her as much as he can be. On January 5th, a spokesperson for Britney said that she has decided to cancel her entire upcoming Britney Domination residency in Las Vegas to care for her ailing dad. Now, she just did a residency called Pieces of Me, and now she was about to do another one. According to reports, Britney checked herself into a facility about a week ago where she will live for 30 days. Now, as we all know, drug rehab is for 30 days. Now, we're going to go over just some of her history. This is from Nicki Swift. She's one of the greats when it comes to covering celebrity. I highly recommend her YouTube channel if you guys like to follow all sorts of celebrities. She does a great job of doing research and providing content. Why Britney Spears' breakdown was even scarier than we thought. Pop princess Britney Spears has come a long way after her infamous head-shaving breakdown of 2007. Now, we all pretty much remember that. I mean, that's one of the things that have gone down in history, her big breakdown and shaving her head because she was afraid of getting drug tested, and her psychiatric hold in 2008. The Spears of 2016 appears all smiles with her two sons on her bubbly and wildly popular Instagram. She has a residency in Vegas worth tens of millions and is reportedly working on her 9th studio album. The glass looks half full, and yet emerging details about the singer's darkest days indicate the lingering problems may continue to follow her. A quick refresher on the mess. We all remember this famous picture of bald Britney hitting the car with the umbrella. Spears shaved her head on February 16, 2007. And 4 days later, she checked into rehab for the second time within 1 week, though it was never revealed what substance she was allegedly using at the time. From doing a little bit of research, it looks like her main drug of choice is speed, Adderall, probably crystal methamphetamine, and then another drug here we're going to go over, I think it's pronounced Vyvanse, which was her most recent stint in rehab, which was about a year or two ago. Though it was never revealed what substance she was allegedly using at the time, days later she attacked a paparazzi car with an umbrella. In January 2008, Spears barricaded herself in a bathroom of her Los Angeles home with her son Jaden. Police came to the scene and had her taken to the hospital via ambulance and placed on psychiatric hold. She suffered from substance abuse. Radar Online reports that in 2012 court hearing, Spears' former manager and hanger-on, Osama Sam Lufti, claimed the singer was addicted to drugs. Lufti's attorney, Joseph Schleimer, told the courts Britney Spears was addicted to speed. Methamphetamine was a drug of choice. He added that Lufti brought drug-sniffing dogs to Spears' home in an attempt to ensure she was clean, noting the drugs found hotspots of drug residue in the carpet and her children crawled on the carpets. The attorney said an overdose on 30 pills led to Spears' psychiatric hold in 2008. It wasn't the first time Spears has been accused of substance abuse. In 2007, one of her former bodyguards told Today via People that he witnessed her using drugs but noted, I had never seen her use drugs in the presence of her children. Alcohol, I don't know if abuse is the correct language. I have seen her use alcohol. Weeks prior to the bodyguard blabbering, people reported that Los Angeles Superior Court Commissioner Scott Gordon labeled the singer a habitual, frequent, and continuous user of alcohol-controlled substances during a custody hearing. So this is very important. Habitual, frequent, and continuous. So in the courts of the law, this is how she's seen. And we're going to go over about her father's involvement in her finances in a bit. Lufty was accused of drugging and controlling her. MTV News reported that in 2008, Spears' parents, Jamie and Lynn Spears, each filed petitions for protective orders to keep Lufty away from their daughter. In his petition, Jamie wrote, "Lufty's essentially moved into Britney's home and has purported to take control of her life, home, and finances. Mr. Lufty has drugged Britney. He has cut Britney's home phone line and removed her cell phone charger. He yells at her. He claims to control everything. Britney's business manager, her attorney, and the security guards at the gate." In her own petition, Lynn Spears also said that Lufty drugged Spears, citing specific examples. "Britney spoke to me with the tone and with the understanding of a very young girl," Lynn wrote. "Britney picked up a bottle of pills and read the label and asked us, 'What does insomnia mean?' Sam told her that the pills would help her stay awake." Huh. Lynn described Lufty trying to encourage them to drink tequila shots, and when they refused wine but thought she saw him crushing something on the counter behind the raised bar. Lynn wrote that she later couldn't sleep that night, nor could her friend Jackie, despite being up past 4 a.m., and both felt they had drunk coffee. It's probably speed, even though they hadn't actually consumed the beverage. She also wrote that Britney didn't sleep either and was very agitated. Lufty denied all allegations. Lufty may still try to contact her. She's a shell of her former self. Alright, this is the part I want to get to. Her dad still controls her every move. Britney remains under a conservatorship, which gives her father and an attorney control over her finances, day-to-day life to ensure her well-being, according to the New York Times. Spears' mundane purchases. So basically her father has been in charge of everything. And I guess that's the only way the courts allowed her to go on, raising her family and doing what she does, being a superstar. Now, here's a very important part here, and I'm going to go into this right now. And this is what I think possibly she could be into this again. Okay, Star reports that Spears may not have fully recovered from her darkest days just yet. Spears allegedly entered rehab in 2015 after developing a dependency on a prescription drug. Her dad, Jamie Spears, forced her into rehab because she was misusing a drug called Vyvanse. Vyvanse. A source told the Tab. She said she initially had been prescribed it for ADHD, but that she severely upped the dosage. So basically, it's kind of like Adderall in a way. And that's what I suspect she's on now. And I feel that the source says Spears needed the energy boost from the prescription to perform her Las Vegas residency show after her split from ex-boyfriend David Lucado. Stay strong, Brit. One day at a time. We're rooting for you. So she basically needs this drug for her condition and to perform on stage. I mean, it's a lot to perform pretty much every night in Las Vegas. So I suspect that now that her father, I'm just going to go over a brief, I did a little research on the drug just to see the side effects, and this is just some random person on Reddit, but it was very insightful on what she says towards the end. We're just going to go over this real quick. What is going on with my Vyvanse? Over-medicated, side effects? I was recently re-diagnosed as an adult and given 20 milligrams Vyvanse. All was well, and a month later, my doctor bumped me up to 30 milligrams. Then, too, everything was fine. No major side effects, but on both dosages, I felt like they were both far from being enough. I expected more results. It seemed like every day was different. Even when one day was just like the day before, same eating habits, woke up at the same time, same amount of liquids, took my pills at the same time, but the effects were not consistent. Some days it wouldn't even kick in until after lunch. I brushed it off. I figured I wasn't taking enough, and I was far from finding my right dosage. Well, my doctor just bumped me up to 40 milligrams, even though I told him about my inconsistency with the effects of the medication. I told him I associated it with being digested through the liver and dependent on eating adequately, which I was struggling a bit. I took a break from the meds on Sunday and started the 40 milligrams on Monday. Holy hell. I've been very irritable, but my focus has been great. I'm no longer still overly talkative and upbeat like I was on 20 to 30 milligrams. Yesterday I assumed it was because I skipped Sunday. Well, today is even worse, and I've gotten plenty to eat. My nerves are shot, and I've now realized why people go crazy. Britney Spears shaving her head, Amanda Bynes' recent breakdown. So as you can see here, she directly, says Britney Spears' name, and being that her father had this thing, I'm sure it's taking a toll on her. But being that he's in charge of her finances, um, and being that she's not sure if he's really going to make it out of this alive, and even if he does, who knows if he's going to uh, be able to hold his duties as the conservator of her finances and her estate. So I think that there's a good chance that she's back on this Vyvanse. She's abusing it. Um, when the courts, start to, go over conservatorship, they're going to want to know she's okay. I don't know if she's getting drug tested. I know at one point she was. Um, if she was getting drug tested on the being that she was prescribed the Vyvanse, if she was getting drug tested, it would be okay if it was in her system. But she was abusing it. She had upped the dosage all the way up. So she kind of found a loophole there. So this is what I think is going on, guys. And as one of the stories says, um, her father told her to go back in. I didn't do much research on this, guys. I did about half an hour of research. I'm sorry if it was a little bit boring. Um, I'm not going to take a lot of time to edit it. I just really wanted to get the news out there and getting people thinking. Um, and a lot of these stories, they put the way that they just phrase it's just very strange. The way they put this in parentheses. Britney Spears checks into a, quote, all-encompassing wellness, quote, facility. So saying that this is, every aspect of wellness, being it medication, over-medication, addiction, mental health, stress, she's overworked, um, the panic of her father, the, you know, uh, just the thought that he might be leaving, the thought of what's going to happen if something does happen to him. How am I going to take care of my family? What's going to happen to my business? What's going to happen to me? So I definitely think drugs are playing something into it. I could be wrong, but judging by her history and things that have happened to her over the last year or two, it's a very good chance this is what's going on. Anyway, guys, that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up. Have a good night. And if you guys really are Britney fans, and you really want to know the truth, I urge you guys to do your own research. And like I said, use your common sense. I know about this because I've been in situations like her in the past. So that's about it, guys. Have a good night.